lights on, and it's showing that way. So whatever you see on the screen. Yeah, so that's the grain shed over there, and we're headed probably southwest or west, right? I'd say west right here. Even though it's kind of, I think, like southwest. This road could be due east and west. It probably is. So we're headed west, back out to the road. It's called the TL Bar Road. If we go left, we go to Windover. If we go right, it goes to the Lucin Pond. And we're on what's called Little Pigeon Road right now. Really, the first time I was ever on this road, this was a trail full of poof powder. It was nothing. You couldn't drive a car like this on it this time of year. This was just a poof powder trail. There's a certain other person in this case. I think his name is Bivens.
Yes.
Right over there, I believe, is where he stays. In that place over there. Not 100% sure on that. I know he drives a van, a white van, but I'm pretty sure that's where he hangs.
Is there a rig over there?
I don't know. See how the grain shed, watch, it'll slowly disappear from over here as we go down the road. It disappears kind of over this rise, and Lance was using that to his advantage so people wouldn't see, oh, it's right there. Oh, I said it was a mile and a half from the grain shed. I made it act like, you know, like it was some brand new enlightenment to the case when it's nothing. A couple used to live there. I wish I could find them and interview them and say, and I'll bet you $100 he says, yeah, those are all my clothes. Yep. Fucking asshole. When I came out here 2 weeks ago, there was like 2,000 sheep all through here. I don't know where they went. It's amazing how fast they left. I had to guess they're up there on the hill somewhere.
We're getting ready to be sheared.
Can't tell if there's a vehicle over there or not.
Are they dropping babies right now too?
Sheep? I don't know. They weren't when I was here. I didn't see babies. I think it's shearing time right now, though. I think they're going to shear them.
Isn't there some shearers in Grouse Creek?
No, they come out here. Usually they come out here to shear. The shearers will show up with those little campers, 2 or 3 of them, and they get busy. Generators. God damn it. Big buck. Big one I missed. Sinks in it. So when Brenner would ride his horse to Montello, instead of going that way and then way back this way, he would just cut over that trail that goes right where you see the bare spot in the mountain. and where the trees are, that canyon. There's a canyon there where you go up that and over into the mining district. And then it's only about 6 miles to Montello at the bottom of that, so it cuts a trip in half. And there's water on the way. Or this way, you'd have to really leave the trail to go get water. That way, you get water at Governor Springs, and then there's Elk Springs on the way over in the mining district. You can get water at too. Trying to take over Harper's spot. I got news for you. Not gonna happen, puppy. You're cute, but you're not that cute. Keep filming. We'll show people how close it is to the Lucin Pond if they go just over the over the dirt. And we're on the road, so that way to Windover and to Governor Springs, this way to the pond. Let's slow down a little bit. This road's rough. So it's a long ways to go around this way by road. If you go straight across from right to left here, it's only about a mile. And that means to follow the wash. The wash is really close to the pond, as you see when we get up here. The pond. And though you guys cannot see the grain shed, it's just over this little rise here. It's probably a mile and a half at the most from where we're at right here. Glad Arizona called me and said that. That kind of really ticks me off.
Yeah.
When he said that, I knew exactly what he was talking about.
But you gotta remember...
When he said that shed, and it's got the boards on the outside like that, I'm thinking it's got to be the same place.
Yeah.
And that really angers the hell out of me. Maybe people on YouTube will start getting a clue now to what's really going on.
This is a wash right here.
Yeah, we'll go down into it. So I'll explain people when we get down in here.
Oh.
There's the pond right there, show the pond.
Okay.
Okay, now if we come down in here, to the right, we'll go to the grain shed and to the salt flats. That's east. To the left, it goes to the Crittenden Reservoir, or not Crittenden Reservoir, but the Dakes Reservoir, where it washed out, and it comes all the way here, and that's about 25 miles of wash that way. And there's all sorts of branches off of this wash, you guys. It's just not one wash. And the same thing that way. There's all sorts of branches where it peters out like a river. I'll pull in that a little bit. And then we got to kind of get on it so we don't get stuck right here.
Yeah, I see the wash all the way down there.
Yeah. And when we were on the rail grade this morning, where you saw that big clumps of sagebrush off of this direction from the rail grade, that was the wash too. You just can't actually see the pit at the time. And there's the Lucien Pond. Been cows in and out of there all day for water. I gotta get up my speed a little bit or this will get really rough through here. And boy, has that changed. Gotta keep filming right around to where we get to Don Hadley, so people gotta, that way they can kind of get a gauge of the distance involved. Not that far. Might be far to them, but in realms of Nevada and Utah, not that far, right?
Yep.
Doable on a horse, really easy. In just
Very
an hour.
easily.
Yeah. Especially going across country where you don't have to take the roads like we are now. There's the wash again, and it crosses, goes under this rail bridge, and you can't get a pickup through there underneath this rail bridge. There's no way. You'd have to come out and go back down. And part of the reason I thought that he could have gone out the rail grade is you turn that way, and that's a hard surfaced road for 100 miles that way. You can keep going in a pickup truck, no problem. And you guys, where these power poles go, this power line here, this goes to Don Hatley's property. And it's about, I guess, a half mile down this power line, if I'm guessing right. I'll show you. You get up here and stop, and this is part of the reason together I never showed him to go to these mines here, and this is why. Show that sign right here, what it says. Public road through private property, stay on roadway, no vehicles permitted off-road. They don't want you walking on their property either. This is the driveway, the trail that goes to Don Hatley's right here. What does that say?
Private property?
No trespassing. And that whole area back there is his.
Nice.
This is all
Very
private
nice.
property. Yeah.
Beautiful.
This road we're on right now, it goes through private property. I'll show you how far.
From what I hear, he's just a peaceful man and want to be out here in this little bit of heaven.
I didn't get that he was a murderer when I talked to him in any standards. Have I been wrong before? Yes, but I didn't get that he was a bad person when I talked to him for that 5 minutes that time. Still right there, public road through private property, stay on. That's been about a quarter mile at least. And then you look that way, there's his trailer.
That's all caliche right there?
Yeah, there's his trailer. That's just a little wash. But there's Don Hatley's trailer. Here, I'll roll down the window so you can see that's all private property from here that way. We showed you where the new rail grade was. That's called the Lucien Cutoff. This is the old rail grade up here, which means from the 1860s. And this is where they went around the salt flats and the salt lake. To the north, they stayed to the north. That's that road right there. And that was an actual rail grade. And when you get out there a ways, you can really tell. It still says what? There's the sign, still another one. Same one that says private road through, public road through private property, stay on the road. So all of that property here, you guys, it's all private property to the left here.
Bacchus. Little baby.
They all got their heads down. They're not paying attention to us. As long as their heads are down, you're good, see? Okay, now I want to show people it's all private property to the left, still. This is why I never went on those properties, because I knew it's been private property for years. The thing that you called the dam, That's an old mine. There's a huge gravel pit on the other side of it. That road goes to it, and it's all private property. And if you filmed yourself being on there, you're a fucking idiot. Plain and simple. There's the little mine. See the dark spot down there? That's the line that he went into. It's all private property. Guys, Don Hatley was a suspect. You don't think that's the first fucking place law enforcement went to, was that gravel pit?
That and that little shack.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that the kid's remains couldn't be there. I'm not saying that by any standards. What I'm saying is it's private property. Law enforcement has been to that mobile home. They seized firearms out of that place. And you don't think that they would have been smart enough to look through all this whole area to make sure? Come on. Get real. Clickbait. This was absolutely right what he told me. I'm learning. I'm learning. And right now, you guys, we're headed back to the Highway 30. So we're basically going westbound to Highway 30 on the Utah side, and it's the 233 on the Nevada side. And Pebbles is crowding me. She's trying to take over Harper's spot. Oh, sorry, dog. You're not going to.
Hey, guys.
You're not cuter than Harper.
Alright. You guys gotta get back.
Sven wants in too.
I know. I think I need it.
You good boy, too. But you're not taking over Harper's spot either. Harper's top dog in my book. Nobody's getting her spot. You have to wait for her to pass. And that's going to be a long time, I hope. You too, Sven. What happened, dog? That you're back now, huh? Did you eat a mouse last night? You're kissing me? Oh, mouse.
Okay, get back.
Just touch the red button and it'll go off.
Whose cows?
If I had to guess, I would probably say Barrow. There's people out of Grouse Creek. Barrow is leasing the feed units from Dorothy Payne's ranch.
Okay.
And they had this area out here.
May Dorothy rest in peace.
Yeah, may Dorothy rest in peace. That's Michaela's grandmother for you people that don't know.
She's probably a ghost rider. It comes in on the storms.
I hope so.
Up in the
I
clouds.
really hope so.
Yeah, I really liked her a lot.
It just goes to show you life goes on. That's what the good Lord intended, life to just keep going on. Oh, you know what?
What?
We're on the opposite side of the tracks. This wouldn't be Dorothy's feed allotment. This is somebody else. This is Grouse Creek.
Oh, okay.
On the other side of the tracks, that
Yeah.
would be their feed units. Used to be over there, and all the way around to Governor Springs, from Rhyolite Butte.
Okay.
So from basically all the way around Baldy Mountain on
Okay,
the Utah
I can see
Nevada
that
side.
way. I love looking at Rhyolite Butte from your place.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
During the summer, you can see the heat coming off of it. Huh?
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah. I think I was destined for the desert. I don't care if I was raised in Alaska. I sure love the desert.
Same
Love
here.
it.
Nothing like it.
And I like it up here in the summer, and I'm going to start doing Arizona in the winter.
And what's neat is so much of it used to be underwater.
Yeah, it's the oldest strata on the planet, meaning it's the oldest surface on the planet. From what I understand, it's called the Idaho Bark Limit. And it stretches from Idaho all the way into Arizona. And it looks old. Look at that. That's pretty historic.
It does. Are we on Mars? What happened? Were we
Looks a lot
abducted last night by aliens?
Looks a lot like Australia.
Australia? Maybe that's why so many people are in chat that are from Australia. They seem to follow this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very vast area. Millions of acres. Millions. And isn't it every other section is BLM?
Correct.
Move. Hi,
The federal
babies.
government owns a lot of this land, meaning we the people own a lot of this land.
And is it this side that they're going to be doing the mining?
Other side.
The other side, okay. How do you think that's going to affect this area?
Hopefully positively. If the way forward is electric, then they need the lithium for that.
What do you think it'll do to the groundwater?
Most of the groundwater in that area is brash, salty water anyway, so I don't think it's going to matter.
Okay. It is quite rural, so it really wouldn't affect too many humans.
Hopefully it'll bring a lot of jobs and prosperity to the people in this area, I hope.
Would it affect the Great Salt Lake?
Salt Lake's a couple hundred miles away, even further than that. So I don't think so.
I thought this was
It'll
the
affect
north
the
end of the
economy
lake.
in Wendover.
In a good way.
Yeah, Wendover and West Wendover should have a big influx of people if that happens.
That's good.
Yeah, I think so.
I like that.
Out that way is another huge gold strike that someday I guarantee you will be mined, and it's on the border of Utah and Nevada, back in the upper Dairy Valley area.
Oh,
A lot of gold there. You can walk in there after a rain and find nuggets on the ground.
where's this?
On the Utah-Nevada border, back that way, about 8-10 miles that way.
Is it public land?
Yes.
Can we go? Not today, but can we go?
We need a four-wheeler to get there.
That's all right. Okay, this is 2:30.
That area is the area that, what was that famous outlaw? Was it Butch Cassidy?
Oh,
And them used to use that area to hide in.
really?
Yeah. Was it Butch Cassidy that robbed a train in Winnemucca?
I'm not sure, but I'll look it up.
One of the last train robberies ever done was done in Montello, right? While it was parked there.
Really? I didn't know that. Well, I don't think that's true because there's been a lot of train robberies
Oh,
up
since
near LA. Yeah, many.
I meant in the western days. And they chased them to like Delta, Utah.
Oh, yeah?
Down there, yeah. Can you imagine chasing someone that far over this country on horseback?
On horseback?
Jesus Christ.
Yes, I can imagine
Tough
that.
people. So we're headed back towards Montello. We're still in Utah.
Utah. Land of the woods.
So show people this first wash that's down here. It's at the bottom down here. Still cows. This is one thing I wanted to show people about the wash, is in order to get into the wash way over on this side, you can't just drive from Lucin in the wash all the way to this area. There's the railroads are in the way, there's tubes you can't get through, and you would get stuck. It's all you can do to make it with a side by side. Ask the guys that were running it the first day before it was even wet. It was dry, and we still had to go in and out of the wash to get to these points. This wash down here, I believe this is the one, goes all the way to Etna that way.
And which way does the water flow?
From that way down this way to the left. That way is a salt flat, so it goes downhill. This wash joins the other wash, and where it does, it's only about 10 foot wide, and you could never tell that that wash opens up into something this size. So when I'm telling people that it's not just one wash, these washes go, yeah, see how they go everywhere? They're tributaries. And the main wash, the one that I showed you by the Lucin pond,
Yeah.
all of these join that wash in one way or another.
So the water's moving west to east?
Flows from west to the east, correct. Flows out to the salt flats, so. And in order to get into these washes over here, you can't drive it from Lucin. You can't go jump in the wash and make it to here unless you're in a serious four-wheel drive. And you still have to go in and out where it crosses the railroad tracks and other obstacles. And that's not the wash that they're talking about. Even though it flows into that wash, the wash that they're talking about is up here further. So I just want to show people the vast differences. Is that still recording?
Yes.
I want to show people at the border the wash so they can see how vast it is. And that wash we just saw, I believe, is called the Etna wash. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it's called. That's an error here. And we're still in Utah on the 30, headed southwest to Montello.
Is that Rhyolite Butte right there?
Right over there, yeah. The mining district is around. You can see what I see